Hey everybody, it's Tanya at Hummingbird Paintery. I'm on a little bit early. I told you I might come on a little before 10, and it's about 20 minutes till, so we're gonna make over this candlestick. I did find this actually for free at an estate sale. They had it in a box to throw away, and when I saw this, I thought of Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, and so we're going to try to make him today. I've got his little picture here so I know how to do his face, and we're just going to see what we can do. Hopefully we'll get some people on. It's really bright in my window there. I changed it from the poster board to a thing that goes in the window, and it kind of lets a little bit too much light in. Hey Miss Rose, how are you doing? Good morning. Hey Lisa Hawkins, good morning to you. This is really pretty dirty and it was not sitting properly, so I did put it on a piece of wood. So hey Miss Elaine, so it would sit straight because it was kind of crooked. It's dented right here, and I made this one dent a little bit, but hopefully. See all this junk on here? I'm going to try to take a sanding block or sanding paper and get some of it off. We are going to paint it yellow, and then we're going to use the plaster chalk paint from Waverly. And hey, Miss Janet, Miss Nancy, Miss Bev, we're going to use this for the candle color. Instead of white, I'm going to use the plaster because it'll kind of match better with the maize color. I'm so glad you're feeling better, Miss Rose. Hey, Miss Vicky. Good to see you. I don't know. This is pewter. It's not silver. And I tried to bend this a little bit yesterday to make the mouth. I couldn't bend it much more than that, but I did bend it a little bit, so hopefully it's going to look more like that. And I don't know what all this stuff is on here. Hey, Miss Debbie. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming on. I'm just going to try to sand a little bit of it off. Hey, Miss Nancy Adams. Good morning. Ooh, that made a hole. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do too much. Just paint over it. I guess I could take something to cover that hole. Let me see where my little junk is. I'm just going to use some of this to kind of fill in that hole. Gosh, I sanded too much, huh? Let's see. We're going to try to fill in the hole. I say that, and it's just not doing it. It's doing everything but that. Well, we'll just have to have him a hole because it doesn't want to go into the hole right. So it's okay. It'll just look like an old candlestick. Thank you. I got it at Beware Sportswear, and if you haven't used your 15% off, thank you, Miss Elaine. You can use Hummingbird 15 to get 15% off of your order. And I want to order some t-shirts, well, really sweatshirts for the winter and do Christmas ones. So, that's what I want to do. Anyway, so inside here, this one is bent a little bit, so I had to use this piece of dowel I had. I don't even know what this was. It's not a dowel from the store. It was something else, and I just ended up cutting two little pieces and a big one for the head. And I'm going to sand these just a little bit because they have a coating on there. Hey, Miss Linda. Do I have a link for what? Oh, for Beware Sportswear. It's just capital BEWEAR .com, and it'll come up. Hey MJ, how are you doing? Hey Miss Carol. Hey Mr. Jason, how are you doing? Thank you for those stars. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to sand this so I can sand part of this clear coat off. Hey Daryl, it's good to see you. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you for those stars. You're so sweet. Hey Kim, it's good to see you. So I'm just getting whatever this is on here, just a little bit, some of it off so it'll be easier to paint. And I also wanted to paint just the edges because I just went out there and cut that. What country plate? Have to leave church in a few minutes. I don't know what you mean. Thank you for those stars. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hearts too, y'all. I appreciate the hearts just as much. Good morning, Maria. Hey there, Kathy Tatum. It's good to see you. Thank you for putting your name on there. All right. I also have one of these. He has a more pointy nose, but we're just going to make it flat. I'm going to do the best I can here. Thank you for those stars. I appreciate that. I'm going to use a little bit of felt, and this is just a yellow for the flame. Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. Hey, Robin. So I saw this at an estate sale, and they had it in the trash bucket. And I said, can I have that? Does he not look like Lumiere to y'all? That's what I thought. And so I put it on a piece of wood so it would set straight because this was kind of crooked and it wobbled a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take this maze and we're going to paint the actual pewter candlestick. Okay. Hey, Linda Shearer, it's good to see you. All right, so let me get my brush here. I'm going to get a big brush because it'll be easier to paint. I'm just going to go straight from the bottle. And I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. I did shake it, but it doesn't feel like it or seem like it. So let's see. Let's see if that's better. Maybe it's been sitting in here too long. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we're just going to take this, and we're probably going to have to do 2 coats. But we'll do one and then just see. I tried to sand it a little bit, but it just didn't do real well. And he looks like he's gold to me. I probably could have used regular gold, but he looks yellow on the cartoon. It looks like Lumiere. Okay, good. Because that's what I saw when I looked at it. And I thought, this is perfect. So we're going to see what we can do. Y'all know how I am. Got to make my little characters and stuff. I love this. Maybe we'll make something like Chip or whatever to go with it, or the clock. So it is definitely going to have to take 2 coats. Probably should have done one ahead of time. That way it would be ready. And I tell you, pewter is very... Thank you, Sandra. I'm glad. You'll have to catch me on replay. It's okay, MJ. You go right ahead, girl. All right. Anybody who has to go to church, you can watch on replay at any time. Church is more important for sure. All right. I bent these out just a little bit. They were already bent, but I bent them out just a little bit more. Because he's kind of leaning out like he's talking. And that's just kind of what I thought. Thank you, Miss Pat, for sending those. All right. I want to try to get the clumps off, so that's what I'm trying to do here. This doesn't do real well. I'm going to set it down to do the base, and I'm just going to cover over it. Even the wood piece, I'm going to cover it just so it looks like one piece instead of on a piece of wood. And then we'll dry it, and then we will paint it again because I know we're going to need to. But we'll let let this dry a little bit on its own while we do the candle part. I've had this in my stash for a while. I asked the guy if I could take it. I took some other things like some greenery or something as well. All right. I think I got it all. Now we're gonna dry it just a tad. Cover the party. Thank you. If y'all had a star party, I can't see that. It doesn't show to me. Thank you for doing that. That's sweet. Whoever did it. This makes it really, really hot when I put this on here. So pewter must get really hot with the heat. Now I'm going to take that and just move it to the side for right now, and we're going to do the candles themselves. Hey, Miss Gloria, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. All right. I'm going to try to pull my sleeves up a little bit. We're also going to do this yellow. I forgot to do his nose. Even though this isn't going to be a pointy nose, it'll be sticking out, so it'll be a little bit better with the dimensions. Trying to cover up that spot I have on there. I don't guess it really matters that much. Gosh. Dry, little booger. All right. Trying to get that little piece off of there. All right, it's not working real well. I had a little bit of silver on there from yesterday for those buttons, and now it's not wanting to cover up. Your husband's back at the hospital. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he feels better soon. All right, so we're going to get the plaster Waverly, and we're going to do the actual candle part of this. And since I sanded it a little bit, it's going to take the paint a little bit better. It looks like it'll need 2 coats as well. I'm just kind of dipping the top. I think my paint is just a little bit too wet. Let me see. I'm just doing this, the plaster color. You can do it white or whatever color you want. Do the same thing here, although I got the wrong side up. I have drilled a hole in the top of both of these, or all 3 of these, just like this. Hey, Lexi. Adrina, I think. Thank you for coming on. Alright, so let me try to do this other one just a little bit better. What's everybody doing today? Anything fun? So good to see you on here, Adriana. All right, one more coat on this one because I stuck my finger on there. This is going to be his head, so we sure want it to be nice and coated. I had to go out there and try to sand part of that off because it wouldn't stick in there because of the indention there on the side. Hey there, Teresa. It's good to see you. All right, let me see if I can dry these. And then we'll do another coat on the actual candelabra. Hey, Kathy. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on here. Sorry it's so bright in here, y'all. Maybe I should have my window that way. Ouch. In front of me. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this and do the sticks. I'm just going to do them with my fingers. You're just going to see the top portion, so I'm not going to do it but about 2/3 down. That way they're white looking. And I'm going to do the same thing on these. It's just easier to do it with my fingers. And I'm going to do it on all of them. That way I don't have to paint, just put it on like that. You wish mine is bright. I had poster board up there to keep the light out, and I didn't realize that kind of comes through there a little bit more than I wanted it to. I might ought to buy 2 of them. I don't know. Hey, Kristen, long time no see. I've missed you too, girl. How are you doing? All right. So let me see here. I'm going to try to pull this over here so y'all can see it better. And we're going to paint another coat of this because this one's terrible. One coat's not enough. Where is your craft room at, Carol? Is it just in a spare room? This is a spare room too, but it's got a really big window in it. And it's got that area up at the top that's rounded. You can see me just fine. I just feel like this side of my face is shaded when I look at the screen. That's the reason why I said that. All right, we're just gonna try to do this. Another coat. I'm probably gonna, whoops, wrong way. Doing well. One of the babies came home from the NICU this week. Aww. Well, I'm glad the baby's home. Your dining room. You don't have any spare rooms. Well, I have 3 bedrooms, and of course I really don't use my spare one, and this is extra, I guess. Now, I'm probably going to have to do this like 3 times, but it's not going to dry real good. We're just going to do the best we can. The main thing is to do the candlesticks, and then we will worry about this part later. I might have to let it dry. I didn't think that this was going to be like this. I thought that chalk paint would cover up most anything. And I guess it does. Most anything is the operative word. Most, right? I go in my dining room to do auctions now. It's just a lot easier in there. Unless I don't have a whole lot of stuff. Man, I should have sprayed this with yellow. And do you know I didn't buy any yellow yesterday? I bought different colors, but not that. Of spray paint. I don't know if I have yellow. This would have been a lot easier and a lot quicker to do with spray paint. Let me see if I can turn this around, what it looks like on this side. Because I don't know how it looks on your end, but it's really, really, I can still see the pewter through there. So we're not going to worry too much about this. I might have to let it completely dry, and we'll fix it all. All right, I'm going to put that out of the way for a second, and we're going to paint his face and fix the candles. Your brother's here to take you to run to stores. Can't wait to see the finished product. It's okay, Miss Carol. You have a good afternoon with your brother. That's sweet of him to take you. All right, let me get some of this stuff off of my hands with my pamper over here, my pamper wipe that Miss Elaine gave me. It's the best box ever. Hey, Maureen, good morning. Thank you for coming on. Base coat with flat white spray paint. I should have. I thought that it would paint over easier, but I've never really used anything that was pewter. So this has kind of been out in the weather and everything. They just kind of sat it there. So I wasn't real sure, Jerry. I may have to spray it again and then just spray over it, but we'll fix it somehow. All right. So, I've got these. These are the end of a skewer, okay? I just cut these off, and I wanted to put one in here like this. This one's pretty tight. For some reason, this one is not. Well, it did pretty good. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. For some reason, I must have moved it. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this clear glue and stick it in here. And then I'm just going to wipe the excess off because I don't want to see that part. Okay. And then I took some felt, and we're just going to kind of wrap that a little bit just like this to look like a flame around this. Now let me make sure, because I have to know this is going to be the front right here, because I've got a divot in the actual candelabra. So I want to make sure that this is the front. So what I'm going to do is take this with a glue booger on the front of it and put a little bit of glue right here, just a tiny bit. It's not going to need a whole lot. This is going to be the front. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pinch it right here so it'll look like a candle flame. All right, so that's what it looks like right now. And it may be up a little high, hopefully not too bad. And I'm just going to do the same thing. The other two go in there pretty well, so I don't have to put anything on it. So I'm just going to go down on this and just pinch it too. Oh, the sun's going down. Thank you, Lord. All right, so here's the other one. And then we've got one more. Find my little piece here. I'm just going to put a little dab in between. Put my glue back on there. And then going down this way and pinching again. And then we've got our flames. Did you bend the candlestick or did it come that way? I bent the lip so it looks like his mouth. And the rest of it, I bent this outward just a little bit. And the other one is the way it came, because it was kind of bent anyway. All right, so here are the 3 candlesticks. Okay, they're all going to look like that. So they'll look like the flames. And I'm just going to set them in here. I will glue them, but I want to show you what it's going to look like. And then this one right here, we're going to paint on. So I've got my little Lumiere picture right here, and we're just going to kind of do it the way it is. Let me see how this goes in here. All right, it basically goes to right where the edge is right here where I sanded it down. And see, it's still got a lot of paint on it. It's okay. Thank you, Shalon. Appreciate that. All right, so let me see here. His nose is going to be way down here. We're going to glue his nose. Let me see. I'm going to get a little bit of my... Yeah, you remember? That's Lumiere. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here and right here. And then we're just going to set it right down here. And I've got to put a little more paint right there where I put my finger on it. There. We're not going to worry about this too much at the bottom. Just going to wipe it a little bit. Now this is going to be the nose, okay? And I may go out there and take the sander to it a little bit and make it more pointed instead of having just a round piece. But this is just all I had that would stick out unless I made a little clay thing. And I may still do that. I don't know. I'm going to take a little bitty brush. I'm going to try to find my smallest one. This is a flat brush right here, and it is little. And so I'm going to use that. And we're just going to use a little bit of blackish gray. I don't know. If I have my gray sitting here, let's see. I'd rather use that and do it, which is the timeless gray I've got, and then there's a darker one too. Here's the dark. No, it's green. I don't know where the other gray is, but we're going to use this. I just want to, this is a multi-surface paint. Hey, Miss Robin, thank you for painting the page. I'm just going to use, instead of black, we're going to use some gray. If I can squeeze some out of the bottle. I'm going to use black too, just in case I need it. So I'm going to put it out here. And you have candles? So definitely do this if you can. All right. So I'm going to take the gray, and it's kind of a medium color gray, and I'm just going to go on every side. Hey, Michelle, thank you for putting your name on there. I have got to learn everybody's name. This is so crazy. All right. Now I'm going to just do his eyes a little bit. We're going to try to do Disney justice, y'all, but I don't know how good I'm going to be. And I probably should have waited and put the, well, I was going to take his nose off, then I'm not, I don't know. And I'm using a small brush and just kind of going on the edge here. And I'm just doing it like this, okay? Do you see his face? He kind of looks like a clown. We'll see. I might have to go out just a little bit on his eye. I want to make sure his eye looks big enough. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to match it, but we're going to do it. I get a little water. If it doesn't go smoothly, then we have to put a little more water on there. Now I'm just taking it. I'll probably have to redo. Oh, goodness. If you do this, make sure that you take the nose and don't put the nose on first, okay? Because it's a little bit harder to paint that way. So we're learning together. Now I'll probably have to go over it with the paint in the background, and that's okay. We're going to take a little bit of black to do his eyebrows. And then I'll show you. Oh my goodness. Boy, I am right-handed for sure. All right. So he's coming together. And we're going to take just a little bit. We're going to lighten up the gray with the white. And I'm just going to make it lighter because we're going to put that on top of his eyes. And we just want the lighter color on there. I do want a little bit more white. Okay, just like that. Your room looks different for some reason. It's just that sun, I think. The sun's doing it. I don't know. It's the same room. Let me get some of this plaster out so we can fix up our little boo-boos. Let me see. I'm just going to take some of this in here and put it right here. And then clean it off. I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow. Yeah, it's just that sun. I wish the sun would go down. Just for my live, and then it can come back up because I do love the sun. Remember, if you make anything, you'll post it in Hummingbird Crafters. Definitely do that, y'all. If you're not part of the Hummingbird Crafter community, please do that. All right, I'm just taking some of this plaster and I'm going to make this a little bit less thick or thinner, making it thinner. Same thing with the eye. I may have to go over it again, but that's okay. Anytime you want to fix a boo-boo, just take the same paint as the background and just go over it a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit right in here just to make it a little straighter. Just like this. Okay, he's coming together. Do shirts come true to size? This is a medium and it's kind of big on me, Miss Bev. I like it just slightly big, but it is a little bigger. Now the t-shirts come more to size than the sweatshirts for whatever reason. But I love it though. All right, let me see here. We're going to take a little bit of the gray. We're going to come out here on it. And do the same thing on this side. And I'm going to take a little bit of white and go under here. We're going to do a little gray. That's his teeth. And I'm going to do a little gray. I'm going to go up underneath the nose a little bit. Okay, so it kind of looks like that. I hope y'all can see that. Hey Denise, thank you for coming on. It is very soft and very comfortable. These are great t-shirts for sure. All right, so let me get this small brush and let me clean it up. I'm going to pull it out of here. I'm going to start trying to do better with my brushes, although I'm just not very good. I always leave them in the water. I got it at Beware Sportswear. It's capital BWEAR.com. I'm going to take a pointy brush and we're going to go in here and make his little eye. And I'm just kind of doing the corner here. I'm going to do this other corner like he's looking over to this side. Okay. Mine won't quite look like Lumiere. He'll look a little bit like him, but I don't know. Let me see. I want to get a little bit more paint. They have some really cute Christmas ones too. So y'all may want to get some Christmas ones. I'm just kind of making this do what I want it to do by doing the background. Anytime you mess up, always go back, fix the background a little bit. All right, now I'm going to get some white. Thank you, Beverly. Have to watch replay. It's okay, Miss Rose. I hope you feel better. All right, I'm going to take the white and I'm going to roll my brush around in the end of it, and then I'm going to put it right to the side here. Same thing on this side. Looks so funny. Thank you, Miss Janice. All right, so let me I'm going to take the black again and we're going to roll the paintbrush in the end of it so it's very pointy on the end, okay? Because I want to try to make an indentation right here. Same thing on the other side. I thought the gray would be enough, but just be as gentle as you can. Right here. thought the gray would be a little darker, but it's not. So we're just gonna just very lightly do the black in there, just at least around his face, his eyes. Oh, let me do his mouth. We're gonna do some red in there. We're gonna do some brown, and I gotta put a little couple of a glue thing and some little wrinkles up there. Let me get my brown. We're gonna do a tad bit of brown. This is my go-to brown, which is the brown oxide, or I've got the other one, but I can't remember the name of it, but this one's really good. And a little bit of red. This is barn red, but we're gonna use this one, which is apple red by Multi-Surface Focal Art. Hey, Annie. You can't do faces? Well, you might after you see me a few times doing it. You like all my little things in the background? Yeah, there's some cute things back there. I got my little gingerbread from yesterday. All right. So, we're gonna take this and go around the teeth right here. See, this is his teeth. He's kind of looking to the side. We're just gonna take this and go right here where the edge is, where I've got the gray color on either side, and we're going to go down to that because part of it is going to be covered up. We're going to get some brown mixed with the red. Makes all the difference, y'all. My brush is just really telling you, you almost can't use them more than a few times. They start splitting and everything else. I'm just going to kind of drag this. See how I'm doing that? Just going to drag it down that way. Thank you, Miss Robin. They were a lot of fun. Those gingerbread boy and girl. I say they're boyfriend and girlfriend. Now I'm kind of just going to do this. Just kind of making it a mouth. I'm kind of just mixing the brown and the red together. It gives it a different tone. By doing that. Now let me see. We're going around this gray part. And I may have covered up some of the gray. I'm just going to kind of do it round right here. Because part of his lip is going to be up here. Because it's not drying too easily, I'm going to have to finish that part later. But you'll get the gist of it once I get him together. But let me just see if I can paint this part rounded and I'll show it to you. All right. So part of that is going to be inside of the actual frame there. Good morning, Miss Janet. How are you doing? You can paint. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of black too, y'all. We're going to put it right in here. Just a little bit under his teeth. Don't want to do too much. I'm just going to take a little bit of water. Makes it a lot easier if you're doing some spreading of paint and everything. And I want this to be pretty black right in here. So we're just taking this and we're just doing it like this, okay? And I'm just taking a little bit of the water, putting it in the black to go on top of this, but still keeping a little bit of the red. Do one little edge right here. All right, see how that is? So it looks like his mouth there. Now I'm going to get a little bit more gray because I think I went over the wrong area. What did you use for the frames? You talking about the candle or these? This is a dowel. He's looking cute. Thank you. So I'm getting pretty close here to the nose. There we go. Now he looks a little bit better. His little teeth are showing. And we got to make him look a little bit better. Oh, the flames. Yeah, they're felt with the end of a skewer. See, I cut the end of the skewer off. All right, so we're gonna make this a little bit brighter right here with the red. We're gonna get a little white with it to make his mouth or his tongue. I'm getting a little bit more white to kind of make it a little bit pink, and we can always go back and make it a little darker. Golly, can't believe this brush. I'm going to take a little bit of black. We're just going to go right in here to make him a little. All right. There. You see his tongue? Hopefully you can see his tongue. You have to go. It's okay. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to get a little bit of yellow and go right in here where I made a big mess. Same thing right here. To fix that part. All right. So there he is. Now I've got to put a few more wrinkles up at the top. Thank you, Lisa. And we're going to put those with black. And then we're going to take, I'm just doing the wrinkles like that. We're going to take some glue, hot glue, and we're just going to let it dry right there. Let me see if I can get it to dry quicker. But we will put, see, it looks like a drip from a candle. Let me see if there's anything. I'm going to take a little bit of black to go right up above his eyes and everything. Let's see what we can do to get one more little line right there. So he's looking a little better. All right. That's drying, but it's not all the way dry. Mostly dry. Now I will do his mouth and repaint this. But this is basically what it's going to look like. It's just not painted very well because the paint doesn't adhere to it that well. I may have to end up taking these off. So isn't he cute? But I'm going to paint this part of his mouth and everything, and so it'll look a lot better. Thank you, Gloria. Maybe your grandson will like this. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. But he turned out pretty cute, considering. They have black for this portion right there. I'll probably go back and do the black. But to me, he looked like Lumiere, so that's the reason why I did this. Do you ever sell your crafts? Yes, Miss Sandra. I have auctions every couple of months. And then I sell everything. I sure do. Thank you for coming. Hey, Miss Ray. Thank you for coming on here. Miss Donna, how are you doing? I'm going to work on your kitty cat today. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Annie. Why don't you cut the dowel off so the flame... I can't read that. So that flame is down on the candle. Well, it has a little candle, like, stick right there. And that's the reason why I did it. I can cut them a little bit lower. Thank you. I'm so glad. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm sorry I didn't get to paint it very well. But we're going to do it again. It'll probably take a bunch of coats. I didn't realize it was going to do that. See how it's showing through? And that's after 2 coats. So it's going to take 3 or 4 coats, looks like, once it dries. I will take these and I will cut them down a little bit. But I think they're not bad. I just need to paint them black on that side. I thought that they would be white, but they're not. They're kind of grayish or whatever. So I may do them gray. But I think he turned out cute. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will come on Wednesday. Between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, and we'll do this again. My doctor happens to be gone this week. Happy Sunday to you, Miss Debbie. Did you sand it down? I did a little bit, but it made a hole in it, so I didn't want to do any more. I sanded it a little bit, but it just doesn't adhere very well. You're welcome, Diana. Thank you for coming on, everybody. So I will see y'all on Wednesday between 5:30 and 6 o'clock Central, and we will do another craft. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but we may do the snowman gourd on Wednesday, the really big one. So I will show that to you on Wednesday. Y'all have a good evening, good afternoon. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.